What if the thing that's been quietly running your emotional life, the reason you pull back, shut down, or feel like something is always slightly off inside, isn't your mind at all? What if it's your heart? Not the physical organ pumping blood through your chest, but something deeper. Something that holds every unresolved moment, every old wound, every time you decided it was safer to close off than to stay open. In Chapter 6 of The Untethered Soul, Michael Singer pulls back the curtain on what he calls the secrets of the spiritual heart, and what he reveals is both surprisingly simple and profoundly life-changing. This chapter is about understanding why you feel what you feel, why certain things trigger you, and why lasting peace seems to stay just out of reach. More importantly, it's about what you can actually do about it. If you've ever felt like your heart carries more than it should, or like something inside you is quietly waiting to be freed, this chapter was written for you. Let's get into it. Before Singer can share the secrets of the spiritual heart, he needs to establish what the spiritual heart actually is, because most of us have never been taught to think about it this way. He's not talking about the organ in your chest. He's talking about an energy center, a place within your being where emotion, consciousness, and awareness all converge. Singer describes it as the seat of your inner experience. It's the place where you feel love, where you feel pain, where you sense that something matters deeply to you. Think about that feeling when something truly moves you. A piece of music, a moment with someone you love, a sunset that catches you off guard. That sensation in the center of your chest, that swelling, that opening, that's what Singer is pointing at. It's not metaphorical. According to Singer, this heart center is real, and it has a quality of energy all its own. It can be open, expansive, and flowing, or it can be closed, tight, and contracted. And the state it's in at any given moment has an enormous effect on your experience of life. When your heart center is open, the world feels rich, connected, and full of possibility. When it's closed, everything feels harder, duller, more isolated. Most people spend the majority of their lives with their heart in some degree of closure, and they don't even realize it's happening. Understanding this is the foundation for everything Singer is about to reveal. Here's something Singer says that really lands. Closing your heart is not a character flaw. It's a coping mechanism. At some point in your life, probably very early, something hurt you. Maybe it was a rejection, a loss, an embarrassment, or a moment when you were vulnerable and it didn't go well. And your psyche, trying to protect you, found a way to guard that place. It pulled inward. It tightened up. It said essentially, we're not going to let that happen again. And in that moment, closing felt like the intelligent thing to do. The problem, as Singer explains, is that closing your heart doesn't just keep pain out, it keeps everything out. When you close down around a wound, you also close down around joy, around connection, around the full aliveness that is your natural state. You trade depth of experience for the illusion of safety, and the more times life hurts you, the more layers of protection you add. Over years, this becomes habitual. You close without even noticing you're doing it. Someone says something that triggers an old feeling, and before you're even conscious of it, you've withdrawn. The heart has contracted. Singer's point here is profound. The closing itself becomes the problem. Not the original pain, but the ongoing habit of shutting down to avoid feeling it. Most people build their entire personality around protecting this closed heart, and then wonder why they never feel fully alive. Singer goes deeper here, and this is where the secrets of the spiritual heart become genuinely illuminating. When you suppress an emotion, when something comes up and instead of feeling it, you push it back down, that energy doesn't disappear. It gets stored. It lodges itself in the heart center as a kind of blockage, a tightness, a knot of unresolved experience. And over time, these stored impressions stack up. Singer uses the term samskaras to describe these energetic imprints, and he explains that they sit in your heart center like thorns. When life presses on them, when something happens that resembles an old wound, the thorn gets irritated and you react. Not to what's actually happening in the present, but to the stored pain from the past. This is why the same situation can affect two different people in completely different ways. One person hears a critical comment and shrugs it off. Another person hears the same comment, and it wrecks their entire day. The difference isn't the comment, it's what's stored in the heart center. Singer makes clear that these blockages are not just emotional inconveniences. They are the source of your reactivity, your disconnection, your inability to stay present. They keep you living life through a filter of old pain rather than experiencing what's actually in front of you. And until you address them directly, they will continue running your experience from the inside out. So what's the answer? Singer's response is both simple and deeply challenging. Keep your heart open. Don't close. When something comes up that makes you want to pull back, that's precisely the moment to make a different choice. He's not saying this is easy. He's very honest about the fact that staying open when you're hurt or threatened goes against every defensive instinct you've built up over a lifetime. But he invites you to notice something. The closing itself is uncomfortable. The tightening, the pulling in, the bracing, it takes energy. It's not neutral. Choosing to stay open, to let the sensation move through you without shutting it out, is actually the path of less long-term suffering, even when it feels more exposed in the moment. Singer describes this as a kind of inner practice, not a technique exactly, but a commitment. A moment-to-moment decision to not close around discomfort, to feel the feeling rather than barricade against it. When you stay open, energy moves. It rises, it passes through, and it releases. When you close, it gets stuck. The secrets of the spiritual heart include this one. Openness is not weakness. It is the most powerful spiritual posture you can take. Because when you stop spending energy on defending yourself from your own inner experience, an enormous amount of life force becomes available to you, and the heart begins to settle into something much closer to its natural state. The final piece Singer offers in this chapter is about what's possible when you commit to this practice over time. Because it's not just about staying open in difficult moments, it's about gradually releasing what's already been stored. All those old blockages, those samskaras, those thorns lodged in the heart center, they can move, they can dissolve, not through analysis or effort, but through conscious willingness to let them surface and pass without resuppressing them. Singer paints a picture of what life feels like when the heart begins to truly open. There's an experience of lightness, of spaciousness, of being connected to something larger than your personal story. The love that flows through an open heart isn't the kind that depends on circumstances being just right. It's not contingent on other people behaving a certain way or life going according to plan. It's more like a natural current that runs through you when nothing is blocking it. He describes this as universal love, not a feeling you generate, but a state you access when you stop obstructing it. The secrets of the spiritual heart ultimately point here. You are not your stored pain. You are the awareness that holds it. And when you stop identifying with the blockages and start identifying with the open, aware presence behind them, something fundamentally shifts. You reclaim your spiritual power. You come home to your authentic self, and life, as Singer says, begins to flow through you rather than past you. I really appreciate you giving your time and attention to this chapter today. This one in particular feels like it touches something most of us have been carrying without quite having the words for it. I'd love to know, is there a specific area of your life where you can feel your heart has been staying closed? And what do you think it's been protecting you from? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely love to read them. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing. We're working through the Untethered Soul chapter by chapter, and there's a lot more to come. And if you want to go deeper, pick up the full book. Reading Singer's own words around the secrets of the spiritual heart is something you won't regret.